Weird, Adam said. Weird is an understatement. James turned to look back into the forest behind him. Adam redirected his attention to what James concentrated on. Though it's likely nothing to be concerned about, and likely connected to our request and why the guild assigned it to us, I still find it unsettling how that thing behaved. James said. He clenched his teeth before unclenching them. From what Sam said, while I was chatting with him earlier, we're going to see even worse things, Adam said. Anything specific? James looked to his friend. Or just in general? Sipping on the stock and swallowing it, Adam waved the spoon in the air. I don't think he was talking about anything specific. They don't have much experience outside the Forest City area. Knowing this, I think that they're equally unsettled as us. Sam mentioned having heard stories about what types of monsters are out there. He stabbed the spoon in the direction of the forest, indicating the world outside of their experience. We definitely have fun things to look forward to if even a sliver of them are true. Adam shuddered. James didn't say a word. He had heard some stories himself from other adventurers from the world beyond the portal, and the picture painted wasn't a pretty one. In some areas, it made the forest look like a walk in the park. I'm going to head back to check out the perimeter. I'll let Sam know about the forest wolf and to keep an eye out for it. Adam lightly tapped James's shoulder with a fist. Nodding, James said, I'm going to drop off the wood I gathered. Then I might have some of the wolf before it gets too dry. Walking away from James, Adam went to do his task. At least this is going to be a fun time, James said quietly to himself as he made his way to the fire where the wolf was roasting. You back? Maya asked. In her hand was a bowl. Inside it was meat from the wolf and some of the stock, just like with Adam. James didn't bother to say anything, not feeling the need to repeat things again. Is it good? He asked. You should eat some. It's good. Maya smiled. Hearing that Maya was enjoying the food, despite the stock not being ready yet, James smiled. Even if things weren't as planned, the important part was that people enjoyed the food. Since that was the case, James decided to not make a big deal out of it. Reaching the small pile of firewood, James said, This should last us for a bit. He then placed the foot on the long branch. Keeping it steady, James began snapping it into small pieces. Each time, he casually tossed a broken piece onto the pile. The next person still awake will need to deal with it, Kate said from where she sat on the ground. Isn't that uncomfortable? James asked Kate, seeing her still in her armor. The visor was up to allow her to eat the food she had in her hand. Her gauntlets were removed to allow her to eat. They were much larger than what James and Maya had on. Grinning, Kate said, The armor is actually pretty comfortable. It's also not hot with it being night. The shields were removed to allow her to sit, but the swords were still attached to the armor. They just moved up to allow her to sit on the ground. It's not like we can remove our armor, Maya said. We have no clue when we could be ambushed, so we have to stay armored even when we sleep.